Today, for the Bitcoin price, just right now as we speak, the price of Bitcoin is going below the 200-day moving average. We will tell you exactly why what the most people say that Bitcoin is entering a bear market might not be true. We will tell you exactly why that might be a bullish sign for the short term and why that might be a Bitcoin buy the dip indicator. We will go back into the past and show you one specific indicator, namely the Maya multiple, and tell you also exactly why this is a very common thing and why we shouldn't freak out right now. So guys, if you think that sounds interesting, guys, make sure you smash up the like button. And that being said, welcome crypto friends and welcome back to MMCrypto. My name is Chris. And as always, straight out of Seoul, South Korea, we are very pumped to go straight into the content. This episode will be a very, very short one. Just a few minutes, but we just saw that right now and we thought that's very interesting to talk about because many people are freaking out right now. And right now, as there is blood in the streets, that might be the playground for perfect opportunities in the short and mid run. Not saying that the price is not going to dip further. We are talking here about buy-in opportunities for Bitcoin. And if we remember ourselves, just a few months ago, we made an episode about the Maya multiple. So let's zoom out a little bit. And I will put myself here on the top. And if we zoom out a little bit, we will find out that we had in the last episode that the further away the Bitcoin price is from the 200-day moving average, we can see that right here. For example, that was the peak of the last run-up. We can see that the Maya multiple was at 2.5. So the Bitcoin price was 2.5x the 200-day moving average. And that was a very, very bearish sign because it was the sell the top indicator. And whenever we reach 2.5, we can see that also here in the past, right there and right there, the Bitcoin price is due for a heavy retracement. And that exactly happened here in June. And we all remember what happened afterwards. We were due for a heavy retracement. All right, guys, also the recent dump, it catch us by surprise. But as you remember, we were holding like, we were waiting for a perfect trade and we traded the breakout to the downside. Even though we wanted the price to go up, we had to trade according to the charts. That's why we traded the breakout to the downside, even though, of course, we were waiting for a breakout to the upside. Nevertheless, that went really well, but right now we find ourselves in a very bearish situation. So if we zoom in a little bit, we can see that the price right now went below the 200-day moving average. And you can see that also here on the downside at the Maya multiple indicator that we are going below this red line. And going below the red line, usually it means for many people that that we are entering a bear market because what the 200-day moving average usually suggests is whenever we are above, that's a bull market. Whenever we are below, that's a bear market. But going a little bit into the history, we can find, and this here, full credits to CryptoKia on Twitter, we will find out that in 2013, and not only there, in 2013, the Bitcoin price peaked out, first of all, at 2.5x, just as right now, remember. And then we retraced down all the way back below the 200-day moving average. And we didn't do that only for one time. We went above and we went again below the 200-day moving average. And that was within a bull market. If you remember it correctly, afterwards, the Bitcoin price just had another huge spike to $1,200 just right there. So this is actually not an unhealthy thing. If we go back here into the history, we are here on the BLX, Bitcoin Liquid Index, and we zoom out a little bit. I actually borrowed a MacBook here. The instructions are a little bit different because I lost mine at the Heathrow airport. You can see that we had this huge run up here in 2013, and then we retraced all the way back below the 200-day moving average. And that was a perfect buying opportunity. All right, guys, we were staying there for a few days and the situation was extremely bearish. Everyone was bearish AF. But right there afterwards, we had a nice pullback. And even though we dipped one more time, we were still due for a huge parabolic up spike. And this was just not the time for being the Bitcoin top. So at that point of time, I think we all agree that 14,000 cannot be the new bull market top. If we all agree to that and we have this common assumption, then 14,000 cannot be the end of the bull market. If that is not the end of the bull market, we can consider this year just as a small little breather. And being below the 200-day moving average in a bull market, if we consider that a bull market, is a perfect buying opportunity. No financial advice, but looking back into the history, this is actually a very bullish thing. Not talking about today, tomorrow, but within the next 1 or 2 weeks, we actually expect a very nice spike to the upside again above the 200-day moving average, because in bull markets, the Bitcoin price tends not to stay for long below the 200-day moving average. And you know what? There's another very interesting and very exciting statistic. Before we go into that statistic, we want to show you something else, because this little graph here shows us exactly that in 2013 we had the Maya multiple going to 0.96 and 0.94 for exactly 2 days. We were staying below the 200-day moving average for 2 days. Right now we are below for 1 day. We are not saying that it will be 2 days again, but it won't stay there most probably for a long time. And right afterwards, the Bitcoin price just spiked up like crazy in the immediate short term. So we can find ourselves right now, we are actually below. This is an old picture, it's 1 or 2 days old. We are already below. So let's wait and see how long we will stay below. Let us know in the comment section what you think. Do you think we will stay below the 200-day moving average for a long time? Or do you think we will just spike up back again? Moon boys in town or like perma bears in town? Let us know in the comment section. Also, another thing is this very interesting statistic, because right now, today, we just hit a new all-time high. And this all-time high was on the transaction costs count of Bitcoin. So the number of transactions per day, and it is the 365 day moving average. So right now, this moving average reached a new all-time high. So if you take each and every day's transaction counts and you make a simple moving average, today's past moving average is the highest in Bitcoin history. And if you remember what Bitcoin is a network good. It is something like telephones. So the more people joining the network, the more valuable the network gets. It's the Metcalfe's law. It's working exponentially. So the more people join, the more transactions you have on the Bitcoin blockchain, the more valuable it gets. So right now we find ourselves in a situation where this very important fundamental indicator actually is reaching a new all-time high, and that's extremely bullish, guys. So right now the blood is on the streets, everyone is fearful, and that might be the time when we should be very, very greedy. Always keep that in mind, no financial advice. And also we wanted to mention something in the end. If you are not yet on Bybit, you know with our link you can get $110 for free. And there is a funny story attached to it, because 2 days ago we went on a short trade, a very, very small one, and generated some profits on the breakout to the downside. But we still had some funds on BitMEX and we were just too lazy to withdraw them. So we wanted to make that breakout trade also on BitMEX at the same time, but there was a system overload and we weren't able to make that trade. And that was just so frustrating because we missed out on some gains there. And on Bybit, you never have these system overloads. So if you want to take advantage of that, even though you already have an account, you can swing trade and scalp trade on Bybit with 2 different accounts. Make sure you use that. Make sure you take advantage of the $110 free bonus. It's going on for 2 or 3 more days. So make sure you go to the pinned comment and you click it right now. You will also support us since it's an affiliate link. And we get a small commission from the fees. So that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. It was a huge pleasure talking to you. Make sure you smash up the like button. It was a small episode, but nevertheless a very important one. And we will see each other at the next episode of MMCrypto, a Bybit tutorial is popping up somewhere right here. So thank you so much for watching, guys. And as always, bye-bye.